Israel talks. Again, we've mentioned this yesterday. Very little coming out about where things stand. Again, uh, people are pretty optimistic, and the word before Witkoff and Jared went was that they would only go to kind of there's the CNN headline: Gaza ceasefire talks resume as Israel intercepts another aid flotilla. That they would only go if they thought they were there to close. So either of you have any insight into where this is, or we'll just wait and see.
No, but I will. I mean, obviously, Witkoff and Jared showing up is huge for two reasons. One, it shows the significance of it, and second is obviously Steve Witkoff has, I think, a lot of authority to act on the president's behalf to close the deal. Jared even more so.
Yeah.
And I've been in the room on the trade side. I've been in the room when you get to a certain level, you've got to call the president and say, "This is where we are." Da da da. I think between Witkoff and Jared, they have a lot of latitude to close a deal, which is a great place to be in a negotiation like this.
And what they've done brilliantly is they've gotten all stakeholders to feel invested in this deal, and nobody feels like it's tilting. They've done a ton for Israel in this deal, but they've done a ton for Saudi and for Qatar. They've done a ton for everybody. Now maybe they haven't done a ton for Hamas, but not done nothing for Hamas. And Hamas is Hamas. So I think they've played the politics of this quite well in terms of creating momentum. And normally when you have these deals, there's a judgment that there's a winner or a loser. Everybody right now seems pretty happy with it. Dan.
Well, I think they're also, and I give Trump credit for this. This is where being a little bit of a uncontrollable bully is playing to his advantage. I think for the first time in my life, Netanyahu's a little afraid of pissing off a U.S. president. And that fear, you think, given that I think he sees that he's losing support in this country, the only thing standing between him and MAGA right now is Trump in it being in Trump's good graces. And I think he knows that if he pisses Trump off and Trump truly does kind of say, you know what, like, go, good luck. The world's going to keep condemning you. The French and everyone are going to recognize your opponents. You have no friend. Like, you're going to win the battle and lose the war.
I withdraw my head shake. That was very compelling. And I will say again, Trump's move on Ukraine, where he said, "I think you guys can win. Good luck, you in Europe," was initially read as he's supporting Ukraine and thinks they can win. And of course now everybody realizes really more, we've washed our hands of this. Good luck in your senior year. And I think that has a carryover to Israel, where Netanyahu, as Dan just suggested, realizes Trump could walk away and say, "I'm done spending time on this," and that would leave Israel very isolated under the circumstances.
I'm not sure Trump, too, if they walk away and Netanyahu blew this up and Netanyahu asked for another 50 billion in arms, if Trump said F you,
I agree.
Aren't going to provide it. Young MAGA is not going to provide it.
And and the left isn't going to provide it either. Democratic Party. So I would love to interview Bibi about the public opinion polls and about Charlie Kirk's memo to him, because they really have screwed this up from a American support point of view.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.
And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and Two-Way Tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.